What's up, guys? This is JTQ9 of SSX-1, and welcome back to the channel. Season 41, War number 3. Sorry, a little bit behind on these videos. I'll explain a little further in the next ones, but I've got an exciting war for you guys today. Not only is it against TCN, of whom I don't think SSX has ever beaten, but I get to demonstrate my brand shiny new R5 Hulkling. There's a couple of Falcon fights in here as well, but I mean, you guys have all seen them before and what he can do. And in this case here, we've got the Quicksilver, where my goal is basically to make sure I'm locked on, decks out the last one, punishes SP1, never push to an SP2, and just hope. I don't know why I threw the SP1 there. I think I was probably trying to time an SP2, but in any case. And then once he gets up to the it's over 600, I believe it's 600 charges, that I just have to be careful because the white mags pre-fight that I had on won't work. So, you know, taking a couple hits to the face, but still doing some decent damage. There's some, 6k, 8k hits there with some mediums. So anyway, all in all, that fight went down. But, oh man, I am excited to show you some of the fights a little bit later on. But we get to have our inauguration fight with Baron Zemo with Hulkling. So I'm pretty max boosted here because it was the first time using him. And to be perfectly honest, you're going to probably see a ton of mistakes here because this is more or less the first time I'm actually using him, other than a couple of, let's say, arena fights or even some side questing. So I have not been using him at all. I didn't have him. I took him straight from basically R2 to R5. I was just talking to the guys in our battle group about who we needed and what were some of the champs or the options that I had, and elected because, anyways, it was between him and Gallon, but because we had a Gallon, Rob's gonna be taking him up, I decided to go with the Hulkling, and you know what? I am so happy I did. So basically the strategy here was to build to an SP2, hit into him to go unblockable 4 times. One when I have my charges up, and then unleash a massive SP2. And then with the power backs, hopefully get back to an SP2 to launch it again, because when you have the when you launch your SP2 when he's unblockable, you get 2 massive furies instead of 1, which does some pretty incredible damage. So this fight here, I believe I sped up a little bit faster than normal. It's a standard kind of thing, Falcon fight, so nothing to write home about. Falcon basically shuts down anything this node will do to you. So I just needed to heavy him down a couple times, because I believe it was, I don't know if it was knockdown or heavy, I forget which one it is. But I'm not going to lie, I kind of just want to talk about the Hulkling fight. So that's going to be coming up. Again, I have 2 more after this. Initially, I thought, to be perfectly honest, that I only had the 1 fight against Baron Zemo, and then I realized after, when I was looking at assignments, that I actually had 2 more fights. So it was like kind of one of those pleasant surprises where I was like, oh, I only get to use them once, that's too bad. And then wait, I get to use them 2 more times in areas that I haven't had to take any fights before. I mean, the last time I think I took some boss island fights was, I think I had a spot on Hazard Shift last season a couple of times, but usually it doesn't coincide well with my schedule, and we have some very strong players in our alliance that they usually look after it. So anyways, very happy to see that I had this future Ant-Man coming up, so we get to showcase some more Hulkling R5 action. And again, the main goal here was to not take shots to the face, but what I like about it is that if you do have some charges kind of built up from playing passive, as you can see, the cosmic charges we're adding up. When you take hits, you actually gain regen on it as well. So he is quickly becoming a very, very, very close favorite of mine. I mean, I think Penny is still my number 1 for the time being, but man, oh man, with the way some of these fights and the damage that this is taking, that he was putting out, I was really enjoying this. So, not once in my duels would I have any risk at dying to this guy. It just seemed every time I would either take a hit or not, I was able to get, especially with willpower on, I think I had 3 in willpower, so I was healing up every time he would get those man, I forget what they're called. Not the indestructibles. Anyway, I'm sure it'll pop up in a second. But oh, as you can see there with the SP2s, just absolutely just annihilating him. And then this fight here. This one, I wasn't sure how it was going to go. I'm very, very familiar with Penny. As you know, I use her all the time, or used to use her all the time in War. She was my favorite champ in the game for a very, very long time. So I know how to fight her pretty well. What I typically try to do to avoid her auto block is I tend to push her to SP2 now. But look at that. With 1, 3, or 4 hit combo, the shield is already gone. I'm going to build up kind of the penetration or the piercing charges, and then I'm just going to unleash. Oh no, I actually missed that there because I didn't. That's right, I was trying to bait the SP2. So anyways, I gotta have to build up the charges again, hit into the block a couple times, and then just watch what happens here. Shields down, into it, boom, boom. That's 65. That's 100k special 2 to a 46. Oh my gosh, those numbers in no time. In no time at all. 23 hits. Penny is down. Oh my gosh. When this happened live, I was freaking out. I was just loving it. And I know that I played these couple of fights not very well and could have been way better. So you'll see in kind of some upcoming videos. But all to say is that we ended up posting a donut as a battle group in here. So that was absolutely huge. And for the first time, I think in our history, we managed to take out TCN with 2 deaths. So our alliance really, really showed up to play. Honestly, really proud of the guys. It was a hell of a fight, hell of a war. Really happy to showcase this new R5 Hulkling, and I'm super excited to be able to use him kind of moving forward. I promise you my gameplay will be cleaned up. I know I have to play a little more passive to build up some charges to get those pierce things up there. And I'll get the proper terminology down maybe moving forward when I read into them a little bit more. But man, I really, really enjoyed that. And I can't wait. So we're now 2-1 in the season. I am now 12-0 personally. And can't wait to show you some of the next wars. Take care, guys, and we'll catch you on the next one.